Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. This is the College Football Fighting Chance Fantasy Show, the betting show to be exact. I am Kayvon Izami at Kayvon_sports. My guy Dan Hickman at DanH720. We are coming at you guys live here for week 10, man. Time is rolling. Week 10. We've got some really good ones to give out today. Dan, how are you doing today, my guy?
Doing pretty good. Just want to remind everyone we're doing these shows live, so definitely catch us on YouTube. We're going to probably send a tweet out right before we go live each and every Thursday during
Yep.
the college football season. Hope everyone's doing well out there.
Yeah, definitely. And if you can catch us live and if you have a game right on hand that you want us to talk about, leave it in the comments. We'll see it. And if we get some time, we'll definitely break it down real quick if we have it in front of us here. So we appreciate any likes, any comments, all of that stuff. It means the world to us. Thank you for listening. Dan, before we get into it, give everyone our record so far since we started this show. What was that, 5 weeks ago?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think this isn't our fifth show. So yeah, we're a combined 16-8 together on the season. Both of us are 8-4, and we're just talking about all of our three picks that we each do on each show.
Mhm.
And last week I went 2-1, and Kayvon went 1-2.
Yep. Awesome. We've been killing it, man. Been killing
Yeah,
it.
it's been a
Absolutely.
good season.
No doubt about it. So, without further ado, if you're new to the show, this is how it works. We each give out 3 official plays that we really like. We'll talk about some other games here and there, maybe do some honorable mentions sometimes, but we give out 3 official plays each. Our final play is our favorite. That is our fighting chance best bet of the week. Okay. So that is our final play. It goes 3, 2, 1. That one is our fighting chance best bet of the week. Dan, without further ado, give us your first pick of the week, my guy.
It's going to be no surprise to anyone that's actually watched us each and every week here. So I'm going to go with like my favorite team that's not named NC State Wolfpack. It's just going to be the UTEP Miners this week. This is a really tough game for them. I think UTSA their opponent deserves to be ranked. They've been flirting with being ranked all season long. I think have been at times. If they had a tougher schedule, I think they probably stay ranked all the way through the season. But at any rate, the big question in this game for me is going to be this two-pronged running back attack by UTEP. Are they going to be six? It's an elite run attack, and it's also on the other side, it's an elite run defense. UTSA is one of the best in the country as well. They're right up there. I was looking at it before the show. So you have like strength versus strength there. And, that's the big question of that game for me. Outside of that, I think, when UTSA has the ball, that UTEP's defense is also very good, causing the most havoc of any defense. And for anyone that doesn't know, that's tackles for loss, sacks. It's a combined defensive statistic metric. They're the best in all of FBS at doing that. As a friendly reminder to those who haven't been on UTEP, and that's what the reason I think they're actually going to stick around in this game. I do think UTSA wins the game outright. I think there's a tiny chance UTEP does, but probably not. And I have this game coming down to a field goal or about a touchdown. Either way, I took UTEP plus 11, so that's my play there.
Yeah, and anybody that's just been joining us for the first week here, Dan has absolutely been on. I mean, we might as well make Dan the mascot of UTEP because he has been on fire with UTEP. I mean, there's this thing that a lot of gamblers and handicappers, when you get on it, when you find something that's unique, a play that you love, you stick with it and you ride it out. And right now, Dan is absolutely riding it out. And also, just for you football nerds out there that really just love watching football, turn this game on. It's a Conference
It's going to
USA
be one
game.
of the
Nobody
yeah.
knows about it. Trust me, it's going to be a fun game to watch. It really is. So definitely have a look at it. Great pick there. Dan, for me, I am going to go with, for my first pick, I'm going to go out to the Pac-12, a little Pac-12 after dark action. I'm going to go with Arizona State -8.5 at home against USC. Look, this is pretty simple to me. These are two teams that aren't having the season they expected, but USC just lost their best player and arguably the best wide receiver in the entire country in Drake London. He blew up his knee. He's out. He was going to be a top 15, top 10 pick maybe. And he was their offense, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if you watch them, everything went through them. Oh, we're in trouble. Let's throw the ball up to Drake London. Like, that's just what happened. And with him being out, with this season being such a disaster, USC looking for a new coach, I just think USC kind of has quit on the season, while Arizona State, they fight for Herm Edwards. Herm Edwards, they fight for that guy, and he gets them going. Whether they're having a good season or not, they still do have some things to play for out there. I really like Arizona State at home, night game. It's a hard stadium to play in at night. The crowd will be rolling because they hate USC. I really like Arizona State to absolutely pound USC in this game. Give me Arizona State -8.5 for my first pick. Dan, number 2, where are you at, my guy?
Yeah, I really like that, by the way.
Awesome.
I wish I had a button to just cue. You play to win the game.
Yeah.
When you said that.
Have the speech come across here real quick.
That's all I could think, but I think it's an awesome play, man. So second for me, also not a shocker. It's kind of comfort zone. Conferences I know better. So ACC land, can criticize it all you want as a conference, and I'll agree with you out there, but we were talking about this one a little before the show for the total, but I'll get into that in a sec. My play here is going to be Boston College +3. It's dropping quick to +2.5 everywhere. So if you're seeing this tonight, hopefully so, or first thing in the morning, hopefully at the latest, hopefully you can still get that before it gets to the 2.5 or even 2 or something, because that 3 is a key number. You can get a push if they lose by the field goal, of course. So on the season, I just want to touch on this. Boston College is 4-4 against the spread, and Virginia Tech is 3-5. As a whole, there's sharp money coming in on Boston College right now.
Yeah.
Big reason for that, the recent news that it's very possible, not a promise, that Jurkovich, their best quarterback, he's a really good quarterback, might actually be starting in this game. I think actually Boston College should be favored here, even without him. I think some people think this game's about even. For me, I actually think Boston College is better than Virginia Tech right now. We've seen this team play this season. I've seen Virginia Tech at their best and their worst. I've seen Boston College at their best and arguably their worst against our favorite team earlier in the season as well. So I just think if he plays, awesome, cool, that's a bonus. BC is like kind of middling in terms of their rushing success and their total yardage as a team. They're I think around, I don't have that, but they're averaging about 4.2, 4.5 yards per carry, somewhere in there. I forget how much I think most of their plays are running plays. So I think they're going to just put that on steroids against a really poor Virginia Tech run defense that's showing up 108th out of 130 in all of FBS. These guys are giving up 20, tons of chunk plays from scrimmage. And they've just been trending downhill all season. So, yeah, definitely give me Boston College +3 here. And by the way, you and I, Kayvon actually mentioned it to me here before the show. How do I like the over in this game? I actually love that play. I don't know what it's sitting right now, but it was 46.
Yeah,
I think. I'm going to try to probably put a small one myself on that here when we get off the show as well.
Yeah. No, I love that play so much, Dan. And one thing that Dan hit on there also, Boston College has been playing without their starting quarterback. There's rumors that he might be back for this game. Now, that's not certain, but what Dan said about getting that bet in now, if he gets announced that he's back, Boston College might become the favorite, and that total will definitely go up.
Swing.
So, yeah, no doubt, man. So this is
yeah.
I love a good Friday night game. I'm on that game with you, bro.
I keep forgetting this one is tomorrow, correct? Isn't it?
Yeah. It's tomorrow.
How did I miss that? My bad there.
Yep. I just think Virginia Tech is kind of they realize they're not hitting their goals this season. It's pretty disappointing out in Blacksburg. I just don't see a lot happening there. But yeah, really like that one. Game 2, another ACC showdown for here, and I'm going with the UNC Wake Forest game. Now, there's a couple ways I played this, but after talking to Dan before the show, I was going to go over Wake Forest and UNC over 36.5 the first half. But talking to Dan, it's a little risky, even though I do think that hits easy. I really do. I think they both score easily 20 points in the first half. So I am personally playing that game, that bet as well. And I'm also playing the full game at 76. For show purposes, we can go ahead and make over 76 as my official play. But I'm telling you guys right now, it's 2 plays. I'm playing the over in the first half, and I'm playing the over in 76. Look, this game, and I understand the public's going to be over. I don't care. This game is going to be a shootout. It is. UNC's at home. They're going to score. We know Wake Forest is going to score. It's not even a question. We know that's for sure happening. There's not much to say other about it. All right, Wake Forest has to keep on winning. Wake Forest saw the playoff rankings came out. They feel disrespected. They're undefeated, and they're at number 9. Undefeated at number 9. Like, I know the ACC's down, but they feel some type of way about that. Trust me, they're going to come out pissed. UNC has had a disappointing season. A lot of people thought UNC would be maybe the undefeated team like Wake. They've had a very disappointing season, so this is a way to change things up for them, give them some spark, give them some life, maybe change that narrative of bad, disappointing season. I think both teams show up big on offense. Give me the over in this game without a doubt. Over 76, over 38, 36.5, playing them both. Dan, what do you got?
I got a random funny question for you on that game.
Yeah.
Do you think that Wake Forest is looking a little bit ahead here?
They might be, man. So this is the one thing. I know what you're talking about, NC State, right?
That's right.
So the one thing about it is I think that they would be looking forward if it wasn't for the fact that this is UNC. Like any other team, any other team, yes. But I think because it's another in-state competition, I think that's why. Now, the state game's much more important because that's the same division, right? So I get what you're saying there. But I think since it's still UNC, it's still another in-state school, I think they're going to get up for this game as well. And then also, like I said, these teams look into that stuff. The power rankings being number 9 undefeated, it's going to piss them off. They're going to show up big time in this one. I really see it.
Another interesting thing in that game, I think I was looking earlier, and the Carolina rush attack keeps UNC just keeps shooting up in the rankings. Like when I'm looking every week, it's something I look at. Like it's way up there. I think they're inside the top 20 in like rushing now as a team. So not only can they get it done through the air with Sam Howell's arm, they can get it. They're very balanced. Wake as well, and
no doubt.
The Wake defense isn't so great at like stopping other teams, but they create like scoring turnovers. So all the recipes of an over. I love the play, man.
Yeah, awesome. What do you got, my guy?
We're down to my favorite play of the week.
Fighting Chance Fantasy best bet of the week, baby.
That's right. I didn't think I would actually end up with this one as my favorite of the week, but here we are, staying in the ACC. Look no further than laying all the salami. And by that, I mean the minus 21, minus 22. It's probably getting to now. I hate laying these kind of points on games, but I got to do it here. I just can't help it. Pitt is on the road at Duke this week. Duke, as you know, their head coach, Cutcliffe's going to probably be looking for a different job or to retire. I think he's just going to retire after this season. He's getting up there. I don't really buy much narrative of like, them trying to do much for him the rest of the season. I think they've pretty much thrown it in by looking at what they've been doing lately. That game against Wake is kind of indicative of that. And Pitt is getting a whopping, I jotted all this down, Pitt is actually 6-2 against the spread this season, tied for 5th with the big glob of teams nationwide, of course. Duke is 4-4 against the spread. Pitt's getting 88% of the bets and 94% of the money on this game, and for good reason.
Oh, for total good reason.
And, I am definitely someone that likes to go contrarian when it makes sense, but this is definitely not a spot for that.
No. Not
and another spot I kind of actually like a lot here, I actually placed a half unit on this right before the show, is I just took a small, that's a half unit to me, over 42.5 team total on Pitt as well. That was Bet Rivers, had it around -107 or something like that. It was pretty fair. 42 would have been nicer without the hook, but at any rate, this Pitt defense is 4th overall in the nation. I didn't even realize it's been that good. Duke's offense, 111th. I'm sorry, I got this totally backwards. I do.
Yeah, I was
this every
about to
once in a
say.
while.
Yeah,
I'm flip-flopping things. Pitt's offense is what's 4th in the nation.
I was about to say that sounds better.
It shows you how much I actually like these teams. I'm just gonna be truthful. Like, as an NC State fan, I really don't like either of these teams. Just as a fan when I'm not betting on them. But at any rate, Pitt's got the 4th overall offense in the nation again, and they're gonna be going up against the 111th overall defense in the nation at Duke on Saturday. And also they're 111th against the rush. Another thing that Pitt excels at doing. This is, just a good example why I really like Pitt. They're the more talented team. Pickett is going to just shred apart this Duke secondary as well when he needs to. And then when we flip the field around and Duke has the ball, 92nd out of 130 teams in overall offense against 41st overall rated Pitt defense. I mean, I didn't get too into the different areas, but and like I said, although I don't like laying these kind of numbers, this is a rare spot for me that I'm fine putting this many points down on a team. Anything under 4 touchdowns probably okay with me. And I'm gonna just one last thing I'm gonna complain about is why can't NC State get a Duke team like this on their schedule? For the love of God, when Duke is down in the dumps, they're never on our schedule. When they're decent or middling, they're always on our schedule, it feels like, since they're not in the same division anymore. We used to play them every year.
It's a disgrace that they don't. It's an absolute disgrace that State and Duke, State, Duke, UNC, every team, it's so stupid that they don't play each other every single year. I don't care if the teams are good every year or not. It's a rivalry. Like, it's just
and Clemson too, because they're just south. UVA is just north, really, in the grand scheme of things.
But especially these two. I mean, Duke and come on. That's right. It's the
And I've been to games at Wallace Wade, and I will say I'm a little nervous about that, but not really. That's just noisy. I'm not gonna buy into that. But the last thing is, I was looking at the standings before we got on, and Pitt really does have to keep their foot on the gas here. UVA is right behind them in ACC standing, so UNC too. If they're trying to win out, UNC is trying to beat Wake and hated NC State coming up last game of the season on the flip side. So they really do have to keep their foot on the throttle here.
It's not even going to be close, bro. It's a great bet. They're absolutely just, and trust me, there's not going to be a single fan other than the players' parents and family members in that stadium. That Duke is done for the season.
You should go over there. You're close enough. You should go over there.
I'm sure I get like a $5 ticket. No offense to all, but that's just how it is. Awesome,
hey,
great
stuff
stuff
there.
Beers
in the stadium now, at least, so you should go to that one.
I could have some fun, no doubt. All right, that was Dan's right there. Fighting Chance Fantasy Best Bet of the Week. For mine, I am going with the Baylor Bears. All right. Going with the Baylor Bears here. And look, against TCU, Baylor minus 6.5. Baylor, guys, if you haven't been following along with Dave Aranda, I always pronounce that wrong, and Baylor is doing, it's impressive, man. Dave is going to be up for that LSU job. And I don't know if he's going to leave Baylor or not. I don't think he should, but I don't blame him because he was the defensive coordinator for LSU in 2019 when they won that. He is a really good coach, man. And Baylor is just an absolute roll right now. They're beating teams left and right. Their defense is really good. Their offense is moving the ball. TCU allows 31 points per game. Baylor allows only 19 points per game. Baylor's defense is ranked number 8 in the country in takeaways, and TCU gives up that ball like it's candy. I mean, the spread is just over 6, which to me is perplexing. It makes no sense to me. And I know the only reason why is because of this they just fired their coach. They think maybe TCU will get up for this game. Baylor's too well of that works against teams that aren't coached well and against bad football teams. This is a good football team that is this is the key of really why I love this game. Baylor still has a really good shot of making the Big 12 title game and going to the college football playoff. Like, we always think of Oklahoma, but Baylor has one loss. It's to Oklahoma State, who also has one loss. If Baylor goes and beats Oklahoma in a couple of weeks, they will be the front runners to the title game. And that means they'll have a reshot at Oklahoma State. If they win that, a one-loss Big 12 champion, you're in the mix. You're in the mix. Like, Baylor still has a lot to play for here. And we saw that the committee ranked them number 12 in the country. Baylor's a good football team. I really like them showing up big on Saturday and just blowing out TCU. Give me Baylor minus 6.5 and get it now because I do think that might actually go up. And you want to get it under 7. It's just always smart to get it under 7. So minus 6.5. Like it, man?
I love it. Yeah,
awesome.
It makes a ton of sense. I thought Oklahoma State was still undefeated. That's why I was like giving you a confused look.
I saw it. You remember they lost to Iowa State a couple weekends ago. You remember I was on Iowa State minus 7 by like 5.
Yeah, it's starting to come back to me. Oklahoma State to me. I can't watch them play.
No doubt.
I'm not into it.
I completely agree. So I don't want to put you on the spot here, but I know you said you had a couple totals in mind. Do you want to give those out, or do you want to save that for another show? Because I know I didn't tell you to bring them up.
Let me think.
Because I don't think I know I.
Oh,
go ahead.
I do have one. I've heard other people out there talking about this one, and it's kind of a popular thing that people do. I'll just touch on real quick. Like anytime 2 service academy teams play against each other, which I have going on in my backyard this weekend here with Air Force and Army.
Such a cool game. Such a cool game.
I forget what it's called, but if Air Force wins the game, they can win that trophy. I forget what it's called though, but that shows you how into it I really am as a fan. But at any rate, it's usually a game that's like an automatic bet the under this week. For me, it's if anything, it's going to be an over. It's down at like 37. I get it. Both the teams are slow. Historically, the play is the under, but these teams finish drives at like a really high rate and they get in the red zone. They're getting touchdowns. They're extremely efficient. I think Air Force is going to run the ball all over Army. I really do. And I think the Army is going to be able to score as well. So it's going to go back and forth more than people realize, and not too many stall drives. So yeah, give me the over in that one.
I completely agree. I completely agree with that. Yeah. And just remember, nope, that's it. I'm with you. I mean, if you have anything else, you can give it out. I know.
I did put a little small play on that one.
So I have an ugly play I want to talk about here.
Yeah, do it.
And so listen, this is a real, you know how I like to say this is the one where if you're going into the casino yourself to place it, hold your nose, put your hood on, maybe put some glasses, don't let anyone see you, right? Like, this is an ugly one. Arizona plus 12 against Cal. Listen, Arizona is a terrible football team. Absolutely terrible.
Oh yeah.
But, and I'm not telling you guys to go bet this, by the way. This is just a fun little like pizza money. Maybe throw it on the money line, see what sticks. This is
Money
a
in the couch.
ugly bet that I think Arizona might have a weird chance at. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. Please do not go put anything big on it, but it's a fun one.
Yep.
But that's it really for me, man.
There's probably like a couple other totals. Like I feel like I was looking at Appalachian State game earlier, but they're playing Arkansas State. Problem for me is the numbers in those are just getting too big. Like, I mean, I'd encourage someone to take a look at it, but I'm not firing it right now.
Yeah.
Unless it starts bucking the other way or something crazy, which I doubt it will. But Arkansas State is bottom like 3 in every defensive category.
They're really bad.
They've been a punching bag all season for opposing offenses, and App's going to score a lot, and it's not rocket science. That's a pretty straightforward one.
No doubt. Awesome. Well, Dan, real quick, run through your 3 bets of the week and then I'll go through mine and we'll get on out of here.
Yeah, for sure. UTEP best line, you can get them against the spread. Plus 11.5 is what I found. Still hanging around plus 12, 12.5, 11 in that range. Boston College plus 3, dropping really fast. Jump on that as soon as you can if you agree and you like that. Plus 3 is what I got.
Yeah.
And last but best, not least, is going to be Pitt minus 21. That could just keep getting bigger, but I still like it, honestly. I don't know what number's too big for that. I like the team total over 42.5, which I did a half unit small on as well.
No doubt. I played I played everything on that one. That's a good one. That they're going to destroy them. And remember, guys, that BC bet is tomorrow. Get it in now.
Yeah, that's right. I meant to say that again and forgot twice.
It's all right.
Twice.
I just know because I'm excited about it. I love Friday night football games like that UNLV one. I was hyped about this one, so I love some. So get that in now. For mine, I've got Arizona minus 8.5 at home to USC. That's Arizona minus 8.5 at home to USC. For my second one, oh man, my computer literally just died on me, dude, and now I just forgot my second one. Do you remember?
I got you. Yeah, I jotted that down. You got UNC, Wake Forest, full game over 76. Yeah. Is that where it's hanging out at? Wow, that's a high number, but I think they hit it.
Yep, Arizona, Wake over 76. Again, I also played the first half over 36.5. And then for my fighting chance best bet, I've got Baylor minus 6.5 against TCU. Baylor Bears keep on rolling, keep on fighting for that Big 12 title game. And that is all. Dan, my guy, every single week. I love doing this with you, man. It's so fun. Can't wait to see how we do and what we come back next week. We have been rolling so far. Let's keep it up, man. Let's have a great weekend. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Laters.